Can silver extend its rally into 2026? And how to manage volatility with an increase with silver margin. As long as the US dollars remain on this downtrend, precious metal is likely to continue this bullish trend. My target is around the upper band of this parallel line. And how do I draw the parallel line? Using the trough to mirror it to the significant historical peaks. And this would be my eventual target. And why is this so? And as discussed before, there is an inverse relationship between the US dollars and precious metal. And when US dollars is down, precious metal appreciate. And we can see in each period when dollar was down, the precious metal increased by multiple folds. My name is Con Hao. My work in this channel is to study behavior science finance, discover correlation between different markets, and uncover potential opportunities. This analysis is based on technical studies and does not constitute financial advice. Please consult your licensed broker before investing. So what happened to silver during the last week of last year? And it dropped a single day of 15%. And that what happened was then there was an increase in margin. And we saw that it was a huge topic back then. But I have to say this because increase in margin is necessary. Let me just use this example between property and down payment. Of course, the property is never a margin because there's a repayment period after the down payment. But just a comparison is that in the property market, say for example, you're buying a $1 million property, there's a down payment of 10%, and then you borrow 90%, so it's like 1:10 ratio. So in the context of margin trading, in every value there is a notional value or contract value, and when you do margin trading is you put down 10%, but you borrow 90% of the full contract value. Now, as the silver appreciate over the years, that we could see that just a few years ago, it's just about 2 years ago, it was about $20, and today it's about $89. So naturally the whole notional value, the contract value increase, then therefore the margin has to increase as well. So that's the whole context about margin increase is necessary. But the market took it by surprise back then that one single day was down 15%. But what I'm trying to share with you here is that I find a very interesting phenomenon where $80, it should be the current support. And this week closing is very important. Why? Because as we could see that the previous week of the last week of 2025, it was resisted at $80. On this week, the last week of 2025, it opened at $80. It tested and it closed below. And the first week of 2026, it was a full week of 2026. The first week we saw that it tested, it broke above 80 and it closed below. And I have to say this, that this become my resistance of silver in 2026, $80. So therefore, this week, the second week or the third week of 2026 is that it opened here and it's tested its limit. And we still have 2 more trading days before the market close. And therefore, it's very important that it close above $80. And this is what's going to happen here is that if it close below 80 US dollars, it means that, can you imagine that based on this candlestick structure, it means that it is a inverse, or no, it is a inverted hammer formation. And then what I'm reckoning here is that if it closed below 80 during this week of 2026, what I reckon here is that the market will continue to do a range bound here, but I believe that the market ultimately will still go up. But if the market closed way above 80, which is just another 2 more trading days, I reckon that the market will likely to continue to move up in this manner. So how to manage margin trading, to me, is all about the mastery of risk management. Always trade within your means. If it is a 10% margin requirement in a very volatile period like this, I will either reduce my exposure or my total position or top in more fund or margin on my end. And what's my view for, and why am I so bullish about precious metal? Is it's not just this year, it is all this while. Now, let me just zoom into the precious metal, especially in 2024. I start mentioning about, I believe that as the US dollar start to decline, precious metal will go up. And I have this saying since about 2023, I say that as long as gold maintain a high position at this juncture, that was in 2023, the rest of the commodities, including other precious metal, will take turns to move up. Now, gold take the lead in inflation. So this was discussed in June 2025. So back then we saw this gold ratio spread. It means that as long as the gold ratio spread, what I'm seeing that's coming down, it means that gold may still go up, but the silver may catch up subsequently and much more furious. And what we're seeing here as of today is that indeed it happened. Silver catch up on the inflation raise, catch up the gold, and it went up even more. So we're seeing this gold ratio spread has been moving up. And of course, in the context of silver, some years ago we saw this cup and handle formation, but on the 2024, I also saw that there was a potential cup and handle formation in silver when it was at 31 US dollars, and that was in 2024. But in the context of all these, it's all about inflation, it's about US dollars. And let's look at what happened to US dollars. On my view here is that we're discussing about US dollars, and what do you think the US dollars will be in the coming months? If you find that it's going down, and I believe that gold, silver, maybe subsequently commodities may be going up. The de-dollarization started in 2022, as we can see here. It is not just technical, where we saw this bearish engulfing body tested very nicely on this long-term downtrend line. It is also the US bonds market below its key support, and inflation became very sticky, as we could see broke this long-term uptrend line in 2022. So what do you think the direction of the silver and the outcome of the US dollars in 2026? Feel free to leave any comments below. I love to exchange ideas with you on what is about to come. Really happy that you stay through this tutorial. You have many great trading weeks ahead.